All right, stream's back up. The new one has not popped up yet for me either. Should be back up now. Dan Shack, what's up? All right, good. The other stream ended. Should be good. I ended the stream. I had a stream going, but for some reason I can't find the new one on my phone. Luckily, freaking Pam got to find it. Lucky. Okay, so like I said, I have some pretty damn big news from a person that contacted me from one of my videos. You guys have definitely heard of all three bands, at least two of the bands that he is in, and he works for a company that I'm not going to say yet, but he did hit me up, and I was like, oh my fucking God, this is amazing. He wants me to come to one of his shows, say what's up, hang out. Pretty big news, but I definitely want like Andrew and T.O. to be here whenever I tell you guys, so I don't have to say it 100 times. Oh shit! Did I put writing songs instead of songwriting? I'm such an idiot. I was trying to hurry up, and I put the wrong thing. There we go. Don't forget to like the video, you guys. Okay, we're back, baby. Songwriting. There we go. I messed up. It's too soon. Ooh, nice. What guitar are you thinking about getting, man? Oh, that's sick, dude. I have been wanting so badly to get a Schecter, man. I've been wanting so badly to get a Schecter. Dude, Schecter is actually one of the brands that for the longest time, dude, Schecter was, at least when I first started playing guitar and this, that, Schecter was the brand that if you weren't playing metalcore and you weren't a cornball, you were a cornball, then you were playing Schecter guitars. And I say that with as much respect as possible because you have to admit those 2005 to 2012 to 2015 Schecter guitars with the all the shit that they had on it. It was just like it felt tacky, but they were making decent instruments. Nowadays, they're making amazing instruments with great fucking stuff for a couple $100. You could compare a bigger brand name like Jackson or something, which is also made by Fender. I mean, they should really, that's a whole nother thing. But you could compare prices of a Jackson with those exact specs, and then you can compare a Schecter with those exact specs, and the Schecter is going to be the one that is cheaper. Why is that? There are so many good reviews on them. There are so many people actually like buying and like not switching, but buying Schecters right now. It's actually crazy. I do want to get a Schecter for sure. with a Sustainiac, with the Floyd Rose Sustainiac. Dude, don't even get me started. I've wanted a Sustainiac for so long. They've been out for a long time, but they were one of those things that like it was like a gimmick, you know, which I mean at the end of the day, let's be real. They kind of are. Here's the thing. If you're going to make songs, it's one of those things where like these deathcore bands that rely on certain pedals to create noise, and then they rely on certain pedals similar to like how Dimebag Pantera found their sound because of Dimebag. I mean, obviously a bunch of other things, the way that the drums were recorded, everything. But especially Dime was a big part of that, and because that drop pedal he was using, I'm sorry, the not the drop, it's the Digitech drop, whatever, the whammy, the Digitech whammy. Because of that, it really increased the unique, you know, everybody wanted to do it, is what I'm trying to say. Everybody was trying to figure out and see what the hell, how the hell. And, you know, the Sustainiac, I feel like, is one of those things where if I get a guitar with it, it's going to be a guitar that I need it to have it in because I'm doing some weird ass shit in a band that I'm currently in or something, you know. But I would like to fool with one. I just don't know if I'd actually buy a guitar with a Sustainiac, you know. Yeah, I mean, you know, and it is cool that, you know, they have their on and offs, and yeah, all right. So I don't know why the stream's so slow. I'm not technically supposed to say anything, but there's nobody in here. No one's gonna say anything anyways. So I have some really cool news, and the news would be that I was approached on Instagram from somebody who you guys might not recognize the name, but you will recognize the bands. So I was approached by Ken Susi. I don't know how to pronounce the last name, but that's what he goes by on there. And if you look him up, that's how you find him. Ken Susi. So he works for Fishman Fluence, or sorry, Fishman, the brand, the pickups, all the other crazy cool stuff that they do. He also told me an artist that they're working with right now, but I'm not going to be that guy and say, but so he approached me. He was like, dude, I love that video. I thought it was so funny. And I didn't see it till like 3 or 4 days later. And before I go on, so Ken is in the bands All That he's the guitarist of All That Remains, As I Lay Dying, okay, like holy shit. And then he's also the band of the guitarist of a band called Unearth. So As I Lay Dying, All That Remains, and fucking Unearth. Like, are you kidding me? And he works for Fishman as well. Like, this dude is living my dream. Really nice guy. He was like almost too like professional on the phone. I was like, dude, look, we're cool, bro. We're cool. You know, but you could tell like he had just got out of a meeting and from work and still had like the work talk going. I was like, all right, you don't gotta do that with me, bro. We're chill. We're chill. But love all three bands. Exactly. That's my point. This dude's legit. So he messages me and I'm like, oh my God, how the fuck did I miss this message? I look, because it was in requested. How annoying is that? So I message him back. I'm like, dude, I'm so sorry that I missed your message. Well, he liked the video so much that because I was talking about this guitar and the Fishmans that are in it and how much better than the EMGs in the other guitar are, and how, you know, the EMGs are really the only pickups I've ever played that have such a drastic change in the feel and sound that when you play these, you're like, wow, it's like I'm playing an aggressive passive pickup. So anyways, he basically tells me like, I want you to go on the website, give me the SKU, and he said that after I pick it, pick what I want. He also wants to send me the replacement for the battery in the back. So what you can do is it's basically like a hot mod type of thing where with the 9-volt batteries, you can buy these two type of batteries. I forget what they are. And it basically is more voltage and it pushes the pickup harder, which is what people were doing with the EMGs, but they have a specific thing made just like that. So he wants me to pick out a set of pickups from Fishman, and he wants to send me the battery pack thing included. Plus, he told me one of the artists that they're working with, which is one of my favorite. I'll just put it to you this way: it's related to somebody that a guitar that I play a lot on the channel. That's all I'm gonna say. But they are working with that person, and that person has some pickups that are going to be put out through them, and they're going to be awesome. And I told him, like, dude, I'm still going to want to try those out, so you got to let me know. Will be done. Fuck yeah. Okay, now I can see everything. I'm not saying who. All right, let's get some drums. That's a very good guess. That's a very good guess. That's all I'll say from there. But I mean, come on, how cool is that? Literally, the stuff that the amount of money it would cost for me to buy the things that he's going to send me could literally buy me like a cheap to budget guitar, or like a good budget almost mid-range or like mid-range guitar. Because if I were to go on Facebook Marketplace and look for a guitar that on average bought brand new costs $800 and they're selling for 500, that's $500 worth of stuff. I could have an $800 guitar. He's sending me that much money's worth of stuff. So I'm going on there tonight. Maybe at some point during the stream, we can all just pick which ones we want to see on the channel. But my plan is to put them in my my ESP guitar and replace the EMGs. So I'll literally be able to replace those EMGs and probably play that guitar. I actually put a lot of work into that guitar like last week. I tweaked the fuck out of it. I opened it up. I resoldered some stuff, put new strings on it, adjusted the action a little bit. I kept it low, but and the pickup height, everything. Like, I've really adjusted that guitar, and I'll be honest, it did make a difference adjusting the height and whatever I did with the pots. But yeah, no, I don't like EMGs. And here's the thing, I it's not even necessarily that I hate the brand. It's that every time I play that guitar and those pickups, I can literally feel the difference and hear the difference when I play, and it just sounds like, and I don't know if you guys even know what I mean when I say this, but they sound compressed and squishy. Now, with that said, if I go in and I throw high gain amp, a boost on, cut the low end, raise up, cut the mids a little bit, raise up the highs, I'm basically making up for what I don't like about them. But I've also noticed when I'm going back and forth between those pickups and these pickups in this guitar is the low end in this guitar is much more precise, and the top end clarity is also a bit more. These ones definitely have more mid-range to them, and those have less mid-range to them. Now, that's saying a lot considering the fact, but I don't I'm not necessarily one of those people that feels like your tone is coming from pickups. I really don't believe that to be even a quarter of your tone, to be honest. I think sometimes it can be, especially with clean, but your speakers and your amp and your pedals are really making, you know, those big adjustments. That's I believe that they're EMG 81s. I think it they just say EMG on them. Here's what I can do, and then I'm going to put some drums on and start jamming out. I'll look up that guitar and see if I can find it on here. I bought that guitar years ago. I don't even know if they'd make it anymore. Quilted maple. Yeah, I can't even find them on here, so I'll look on here. They don't even make this guitar anymore. It's the EC 500, I think. It's darker than this one, though. I'll type in satin. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Somebody's selling one on Reverb. Yeah, that's it. It's the 401. Somebody's selling one for $850. Accept. Why did I accept that? That's so stupid. There's other people selling them on here too. So here's the guitar. It's literally right next to me, but I'm just looking. Full listing. Let's look at. Let's see if they say what pickups are. Yeah, it's the EMG 8160 -60 active pickups. That's what come with the guitar. Mahogany neck. I mean, honestly, man, it's a really beautiful guitar. And I've really steered away from Les Paul bodies. But when I picked that thing up the other day, I'm not going to lie to you. For the first time in a long time, picking one of those up, I actually was having fun. Like, genuinely, dude, I was rocking the fuck out. I came up with a cool riff, ended up forgetting it. But it was a dope-ass riff. It was fucking sick. Yeah, EMG 81. You know what I find insane, though, is that he's selling this guitar for $850. And the shipping on this is probably going to be another $50 or so. But this guitar brand new was only $800 or $900. And this thing is probably, you know, 6 to 10 years old maybe. With a crack right there. Such a dope guitar, though. It really is. But I'm going to be able to put some Fishman Fluence pickups in it. I mean, how fucking cool, man. Without a strap. I know, whenever you play them without a strap, they sit on your lap and you kind of have to do like this type of thing with them on your arm. I was playing it on my amp. Dude, it was honestly sounding really good once I dialed it in. But then I would put this up to it and unplug that EMG or the EMGs, plug into the Fishman, and then the tone would be like different. But whatever tone I was getting and adjusting the EQ for that, of course I go into this and it was slightly off, and I'm like, this one, it doesn't feel as good. But then I would adjust the EQ, the presence, and everything, and then it would sound fine. Adjust the boost a little bit, and then it would sound fine. So I could almost get an equal sounding tone to that as much as that, but the low end precision in these Fishmans is so much better. And that being said, I had just set that guitar up. Like, I'm talking, I literally set that fucking thing up with brand new strings. It took like a lot of work to get it to feel and sound half decent again. Up to the guitar that hadn't been cleaned in a while, adjusted in a while, dead strings, which I just replaced to do a real comparison for one of my videos. Keep an eye out for that. But yeah. So EMG 8160. I don't know what the 60 means. What does that mean? All right, let's get some drums and have some fun with that. I think that should be a D beat. Would you guys agree that riff needs a D beat over it? I really feel like it needs a D beat. I feel like that needs a D beat. And I got one right here. Let's tap the tempo in. Probably about where I'm at right now. Bam, 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 dun, 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 bum, bum, dun, 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 dun. So go up by like 5, and then we should be there. So about 190. Let's go 190. Shouldn't be that much of a difference. Should get us where it is. Usually I notice the latency from when I'm tapping on this to the latency of finding the tap tempo in the Easy Drummer tap thing. I'm usually off by like 5 somehow. So I always just like adjust up by 5. Ooh, that might be it. That might be how we go into that. Shit, what was I just playing? Fuck, I already fucking forgot. I'm so fucking ADHD. Ooh, that might be it. I gotta skip back. It was after this. come on. Yeah, it's after this in the video. You are hyper-focused, Cody. That's the problem. I'm not hyper-focused. Oh, that's it. So I went from like that. Okay, hold on. Fuck. Dude, yeah, that goes hard. For like the ending of the song, that's pretty that's tough. That's tough. 188. 188 tempo. Shit, I forgot. I gotta delete this. This is I copied all the stuff from the other project over here. I got all types. I got all types of cool stuff over here. It's that one song we were working on, some like riff ideas. For some reason, the stuff I've been writing the past few days is all within like 180 to 190 BPM. Just what's happening. All right, let's get a spot opened up here. I like going in at like 1 minute. Actually, no, it might not be there. Set up our metronome. Looks good, good. All right. Nice little D beat. This one will work for now. Let's drag this over. Okay, so let's make that like 148. Okay. Boom, boom, pa, ba, 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 boom, pa, boom, boom, pa. One, two, three. Okay, that'll be good for that one part there. But it does need to be closed hi-hat. Okay, that actually might work really good. We're going to have to switch some of it up, But here, I'm going to go ahead and do that now. So I'm going to switch some of the articulations up. So what I do is I click our arrow here, brings us to this format here. I'm going to click center. Now it's going to hit on the center instead of the rim shot. See how that sounds in context? Yeah, that'll go hard as fuck over top of some leads and just some other heavy shit going on. So, just spitting all the ideas that we have out. You know what I mean? While we have it. Dude, my sinuses have been so fucking bad. I don't know why. Like, this time of year, I feel like sinuses shouldn't be acting up, right? Tio's back. Yes. I'll go over it quick this time. So I was on Instagram, a guy named Ken Sussy, I don't know exactly how to pronounce it. He messaged me, and he turned out he worked at Fishman, the company that makes the really popular active pickups now. He is the manager. He's the brand manager. He hit me up and he messaged me. I didn't see it till like 3 days later. It was in my requested. I messaged him back. I'm like, hey man, I'm so sorry. I'm glad you liked the video. He really liked the video I made comparing that guitar to that. It's helpful to know this. So then he's like, yeah, I would love to have a phone call with you. Gives me his number. I call him and he basically tells me that he loved the video so much. And I told him as well, my numbers on YouTube are a lot better than Instagram or anything else. That's where I take stuff a little bit more serious. And my numbers are going to, be growing a lot more because I've been posting a lot more and staying more consistent. And he goes, okay, that's cool. So I might have a future with Fishman if I keep my numbers going. So I need to get those numbers up, you guys. On top of that, he says, I love the video so much. And I'm like, thank you, man. I really appreciate it. Like, it feels good. It gives me energy knowing that the people out there love it. He says, I want you to go to our website, give me the SKU number. I'm going to send you a pair of pickups, and we have this new 48-volt mod for the battery in the back. I want to give you that as well. I'm like, damn, dude, that's awesome. It's like $400, $500 worth of stuff that he wants to send me. He's also working with an artist that I'm not going to say, especially not on the live, because that's their business. It'll be announced soon. You guys know who he is. But anyways, come to find out, Ken Sussy is the guitarist for the bands. Get ready for this. As I Lay Dying, All That Remains, and fucking Unearth. Let me repeat that. As I Lay Dying, All That Remains, Unearth. I find that out and I'm like, what the fuck? Talking to him on the phone. And then I'm like, dude, that's crazy. He tells me, come to one of the shows. You know, I'd love to talk to you, hang out, high five, all that good stuff. And I'm like, that's awesome, dude. I would fucking love to do that. And, let's do it. Let's make it happen. So right now I need to pick out a pair of pickups. I didn't want to send it to him immediately, like I'm desperate for pickups, because at the end of the day, my love for this shit goes beyond products. It goes beyond money. Obviously, it goes beyond money. I can't tell you how many opportunities with other things I've had in my life, jobs, literally financial security, and I've turned it down because I want to continue making music and also doing the channel. So, it's not about money. It's not about products. It's literally just about being able to do cool shit and eventually be financially secure enough to where I can pay my bills and like do cool shit all the time for people. But yeah, so that really made my fucking week. He hit me up, and I'm gonna be getting the pickups, potentially getting sent those other ones to try out. Although that's gonna be a pain in the ass because then I'm gonna have to unwire a whole guitar and then stick these pickups in another guitar. That's honestly a pain in the ass. Fishman pickups are extremely confusing to me to install. With that said, though, I might go see the band play in a couple months. It's getting your foot in the door. Exactly. Well said. Getting my foot in the door. And the thing with me is, as you guys can tell, the since I started talking on here, and my first stream back, it's been 80% talking, 20% guitar. You know what I mean? I just love to talk. I love to get to know people. I'm very personable. And usually if I can get somebody in person with me, I know that I'll be able to strike a conversation, and you know, get them to not even necessarily like me, but just be able to build some type of relationship. Because most of the time, when I meet people, they, especially online, people base me and judge me off of the way that I look, and they probably think that I'm just, especially with the way that I look, I probably just look like some libtard fucking deathcore kid, and that's not who I am at all. So, yeah. Yeah, dude, that would be sick. Honestly, I don't know how to play any of their songs, but that would be sick. I would jam with him though. I'd be like, "Yo, man, I know y'all got some amps. Let's hook them up. Let's have a jam sesh, bro." I'd do that. I fucking love jamming. But yeah, he's cool as shit, man. It's dude, in between the three bands that he has, I looked them up on Spotify and was listening just because out of curiosity. I'm like, man, this is so crazy. Between all three bands, there's a total of like 1.6 million monthly listeners from all three of those bands. How fucking crazy is that? As I Lay Dying has 800, no, almost 2 million, sorry. 800,000. Then I think the other one's 1.4. All that remains is 1.4, I think. Yeah, 1.4. And then Unearth is like 100,000. Bro, that's insane. He's in three big ass bands. I'd have to learn a song. Whoa. My monitor just... That was weird. My monitor just black screened for a second. That would be sick. I'd have to learn one of the songs, though. That'd be cool, though. I don't think it's going to be one of those things. It could be one of those things in the future if, you know, build a partnership relationship. Maybe we open for them if I start a band. You know, it's either way. It's just building a relationship with cool people, man. That's the reason I wanted to start live streaming. Was to show people, give people encouragement to write their own songs, be able to talk to people, meet people. All right. So we got the tempos. This is going to be one of those sort of like crossover punk hardcore thrash type of songs, which I love to do. You guys know I love doing that stuff. Usually when I do the crossover, it is more thrash oriented. It's usually based more around the thrash side of things. This one is probably going to be based more around the, I don't know, more hardcore, with like some of those thrashy notes in there. But yeah, let's get started. I just want to start it today because tomorrow I'm not working, and tomorrow, because this is the type of song that it is, I know for a fact I'll be able to finish this song tomorrow. So I just want to get the riff solidified. Keep chatting with you guys. Hopefully Andrew joins at some point or something. I kind of have a fill idea in mind that I want to... Of course it does that. Yeah. All right, we need to go 16th note. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. There it is. Except I don't want that last one. Alright, so let's take this. Oh, hold on. It needs to be... Oh, there we go. It was at the wrong tempo. I was like, man, why is it so fucking slow? This is how I want to start the song off. Like, maybe we started off just going straight in. I'm thinking, hold on. I love, like, drum intros. They're always awesome. Kick you right in. Okay, so let's try this. That's some different ideas. Just passing some ideas through, thinking of some different places to go. I know what I want, but I can't hit it. Hold on. Ugh. All right, let's keep messing around. We'll come back. We'll come back to that. It's 1:01 right now. I should be asleep right now. Yeah, it's still early right now. It's actually 9. Usually this is when I start to get off. But like I said, I want to build up some of the stuff. Matter of fact, between the first stream that I started and this one, in about 10 minutes, we're going to hit about an hour and a half of streaming, and it's already 9. So probably close to 10 to 15 minutes I'm going to get off. So I want to go ahead and put the ideas down for this. Okay, so let's record. Forgot about the drum intro. All right, I like that. You feel me? All right, so let's all right. Drum wise. Thinking of something. Tempo is going to change there. Dude, I have the windows open in my house right now. Like, you know, just letting in the nice air throughout the day. Also did some crazy cleaning today, like crackhead cleaning. Hands and knees, fucking spraying and scrubbing. I was fucking getting it today. Anyways, I got the windows open, right? And I swear, it's like once every hour I can smell fucking weed coming through the windows, smacking me in the head. Cause I don't smoke anymore, like at all. Basically never. It's like very rare. It's like if I'm around somebody that does and they offer and it's the right time and it's like. Other than that, I don't smoke. Weed, that is. Tuna drop D on a Floyd Rose. Yeah, I'm actually surprised that you don't know this, Dan. But there is a genuinely easy way to do so. I'm going to show you exactly what to buy. You buy this right here. It's fucking expensive. It's ridiculous that this is so fucking much money. Like, it's actually ridiculous that it's this much money. But I think that the whole reason that it's this much money is because it's a very niche product. They have to get some company to specially make these very small, articulate products. But yeah, it's an EVH product. It's called the D Tuna, and it would go on your high E string, and you would replace whatever you have with it currently, and then you literally just pull it, and then it drops it down to drop D. Can you still do full dive bombs with it on? Yeah. Yeah. We'll just look at a quick short with somebody. Well, this guy has a Kramer, so.
What is up, my YouTube friends? It would hit on the body here. so I could not use it on there unless I probably routed out the body. It comes with 2 different screws, so you can use a shorter or longer screw. I had the shortest screw in there. It was still hitting on the body. Anyways, I put it on this Kramer Assault, and it's really cool. I'll do a video using it.
Kramer doesn't have much.
You know, in the E position, it's just
Doesn't
push
have
down,
much
slid in. To go to the
cavity
D
sticking
position,
out
you
the
pull
back.
it out. It's so quick, you can do it during a song, and nobody would ever see you do it or hear you do it. It's a really neat thing.
I don't know. This
So if
cavity
you have
right
a
here
Floyd
is really
Rose,
deep.
I recommend getting one. I do use a stabilizer.
It looks like obviously you can still go down. I don't know if you can come back. I did intend to show you guys, sorry, but it looks like his is really short here. But oh look, this person has it routed. So it looks like you would have to route it if you want to come up.
And then it should just pull. And then it should just pull. And then it should just pull.
So you pull it, but how do you get it back?
And then it should just pull.
Now the EVH tuner fits on the Floyd Rose. It's actually EVH, Eddie Van Halen. Eddie Van Halen used these for years. They're available on his signature models. It fits on the back. You can set your guitar, tune it to your E, and then you can retune it to your D when you set the EVH D tuner to its second position. And the way you change your position when you're playing, there isn't a lever, it just sort of pushes in and pulls out into the 2 positions. It's really clever.
So you can.
If you're using
That would be very annoying not being able to. So, I mean, honestly, it might be worth like genuinely getting a I don't think you would use some type of router tool, but you could cut that square out in the guitar yourself, honestly. And for me personally, like this guitar for me personally, I'm going to have this guitar forever. I'll never sell this guitar. I just love this guitar so much, and not only that, but it was like the first huge purchase on a guitar I ever made. So I don't know. I just don't want to get rid of it. The guitar was a lot of money. I just, I want to keep it. But I mean, that's pretty sick. It goes down a perfect full step. Freaking nuts. You know what's crazy though? I wonder if the engineer that obviously came up with that, because let's be real, Eddie Van Halen probably had that idea forever in his mind, and then either somebody came up with it and then was like, I want you guys to make this product for me and I get a cut of it, or they went to somebody, paid the money to come up with something, and then that's it. And or that guy said, yeah, but I want a percentage of sales for coming up with it, you know? So what would I do to still go up anyways? Well, it's meant to drop, so I don't think you would go up unless... I don't know what you mean. What do you mean? What would I do to still go up anyways? You mean after you pull it? This guy just said that you can go back and forth. No, I mean to the trim. Oh, do to still go up anyways. Well, you wouldn't be able to pull up on it. I mean, there's going to be some room, just like there's room on like a Stratocaster, on a regular Stratocaster without a Floyd, you know, there's always like a little bit of room you can kind of go back. And I'm sure when you put the D tuna on there, there's going to be like a little bit of room between the body. So you'll probably be able to go up like this much. You know, but that would be it. Other than that, you could drop. But I don't know how far back you'd be able to go. Like I said, at that point, if let me put it to you this way. It's one of those things I feel like I would put on the guitar if I knew for a fact that I was in a band that constantly went back and forth. It would be worth routing the wood of the guitar out to make space for it if I knew that I was in a band that's traveling and I would have to bring one less instrument because I took a little chunk of wood out of my guitar. It would definitely be worth it in that sense. For sure. Like, no doubt, honestly. Honestly, if I could find somebody that I know has the tools, my boss might have the tools. Honestly, it might be something worth me trying to do, because honestly, a lot of times with this guitar, I'm like, man, I wish I could drop it down. Like, there's a lot of times where I want to bring this guitar into standard, or I want to bring this guitar into other tunings, and I can just never do anything with it. And putting that thing on it, I would be able to drop it down to drop D, which is pretty cool. In this case, it would be drop C sharp, but drop C sharp is still fucking awesome. Like, drop C sharp, you could drop D, drop C sharp, you know, you can play lots of Lamb of God sounding stuff that way. But yeah, I mean, hey. The worst design, there's been a couple modifications on this guitar. The worst design ever is the volume knob for Stratocasters. I cannot tell you how many times I have genuinely just wanted to reroute this by just taking this off and put it and screwing in the pot right here and just putting it down. Because like I said, I don't plan on reselling this. It eliminates the problem that you have with that hitting your hand on it, which I will say on newer models they have slightly moved it just a little bit, but it's still a problem, especially if this was not a Floyd Rose style and had more room towards the back there. Forget about it. Yeah. Sorry, I was messing with the transposer. Yeah, no, this riff definitely just sounds really good in this spot. Yeah. Anyway, so tomorrow I'll probably, before I stream, what I'm going to do is get on here, find some drums and stuff beforehand. I talked about this before I stopped streaming. on the last stream that I did. So my plan for the streams from now on, the only reason I didn't do it this time is obvious, honestly. It's because I'm back, you know. I wanted to hang out and chill with you guys. We just so happened to have a banger riff and put it down in here. Speaking of which, we need to do the breakdown part real quick. Okay. That was not very good, but I know exactly what I'm aiming to do when I come back to it. All right, with that said, you guys, tomorrow when I come back, it's going to be a long stream. So be prepared, and it's going to be a lot earlier. So it'll probably be one of those, well, actually, shit, tomorrow's Monday. My son has Taekwondo class at 6. So I'll have to start early. So Eastern Time, United States, I'll probably have to start, because he goes in at 6. Let's try and do a 3-hour stream. So why don't we start at 3 o'clock tomorrow? 3 o'clock. Yeah. 3 o'clock tomorrow instead of 5. So, yeah. All right, cool. Let's do that. Let's do that. Let's save this project. We're going to do this one as 188 BPM, but we'll save it with the date, which is today the 7th. Eight 26. Save this one as, it has that Iron Regan feel to it. So we're gonna save it as Iron Regan. Fuck. Iron Regan style crossover. That's what we'll save it as. Jeez, that was annoying. Save project. Alright, you guys, thank you so much. I will see you at 3 o'clock. What time will that be for you tomorrow? Because I know that where you live, it's going to be, well, actually, if it's 1 o'clock where you're at now, it's 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, that's 4 hours ahead, so that'll be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, so 7 o'clock tomorrow for you. Unless you're 5 hours ahead. So 7 o'clock tomorrow, I think, but anyways, 3 o'clock Eastern time tomorrow. I will see you guys then. I'll check you later. Peace. Is that better, though? Why, damn? I know it's 123 right now. That's what I'm saying. All right, cool. All right. I'll do it again.